Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning or evening?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. So what's the hot from our product? So
Uh,
let's see. Let's
the,
see.
every time hot from our is worldwide.
Yeah. And then
It's worldwide.
it's like it only comes from the okay. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, this
Hello.
this this is teaser.
Hello. Okay. So okay, we directly to the product.
Oh,
So
you
that's
look
it.
at our cap, already. You look at my
Yeah,
T-shirt, already.
yeah. When I can get the t-shirt,
You can buy it.
All right, so now we have a new hot from our product. So this one is super
Ta-da! Ta-
interesting.
ta- ta-
Yeah,
ta.
very interesting product.
Very good afternoon.
Uh,
Good afternoon. Good morning. It should be good morning. No, it's the other side of the world.
yeah, just as wow,
Oh,
just as
Jin
predicted.
predicted.
Oh, wow, cool. All right,
So
so we directly introduce the Raspberry Pi 02W. So you need to pronounce
it,
it
yeah,
correctly. Okay.
it's a mouthful. People say it's a mouthful.
Zero.
You can put Raspberry Pi 20W or 0W2, but they choose it to become 02W.
Okay. So that's it. All right. We go to the next slide. So this is a, uh top view or the isometric. What view? Okay. And then you can spot the chip. There there are a Raspberry Pi logo too. Okay. It's quite interesting. And then most of the port is still maintained, still maintained like previous version, previous
All the pot,
Raspberry Pi.
actually, all
Yeah,
the pots,
all the
all
ports.
the pot. So one of the feature is drop-in replacement. Drop-in replacement.
Hmm.
Okay.
All right. So maybe we can straight to the features and spec for the Raspberry Pi Zero to W.
Yeah.
So
So
this one is upgrade version, yeah, right? Upgrade version
yeah.
of the
So
Raspberry Pi Zero W. Oh,
yeah,
I keep confusing the word.
mouthful. Mouthful is mouthful.
And then
So
you can continue over.
yeah, because maybe some didn't know what is Raspberry Pi Zero W. So a bit of history. Raspberry Pi Zero started, I think, back in 2015, around there. That is zero only, and then 16 come out with Zero W, and they are the world cheapest and smallest single board computer. So
Oh,
zero actually is still is the cheapest. Is sold at 5 USD only, excluding local tax and shipping. So it's 5 USD only. Then zero W, which is the first version, is at 10 USD. So if you convert to, let's say, RM, since we are in Malaysia, uh, Thailand, we have friends from Thailand also. So you guys convert yourself. So if in Malaysia is 40 something plus local tax shipping, then 40 something also lah. It should be lah. Okay. Then so this is the enhanced version or upgraded version, and people has been asking and waiting for years for the what we call V2. So now the V2 is here, and the name is 02W. It's not 20W. It's not 0W2. It's 02W. Don't ask me why. I don't name it. Okay, so from single core on the original 0W or 0, upgraded to quad core 64-bit. Again, 64-bit is another upgrade because the previous version or the version 1 is the 32-bit only. Okay, Still clocked at 1 gigahertz, same as the previous version. Okay, and if you guys are familiar with all the Raspberry Pi family, you will notice that quad-core 64-bit Cortex A53 is the same processor architecture. Is the same architecture as 3B, 3B plus, 3A plus. Okay, in terms of architecture. Okay, and for this new board is kind of special because Raspberry Pi designed the SIP. They call it system in package themselves. So of course the processor is still from Broadcom. Beneath it is actually a BCM 2710A1. It's still a quad-core ARM Cortex 53 A53. Okay, so why system in package? Because if you guys, everyone follow Raspberry Pi interview, the CEO even always been asked when can Raspberry Pi 02 come out, 02 come out. So he has actually explained quite a lot of time. One of their constraint is they cannot find a package that fit to the CPU die. Okay, because there's no space already. And for zero series of board, you notice.
Maybe I can show
Yes,
zero.
yes. Yeah, this is zero version 1 at Idris side. Okay.
Wait, I try to focus.
Yes, Idris, can you flip it over? Flip over.
This
flip
one?
over the
Right.
Yeah, flip over.
Oh.
At the bottom. To make it low cost and to save the manufacturing process, this is what we call a single-sided PCB. So the 0 board will go through manufacturing once only, pick and place one, oven once. So the process is simpler and the time to assemble it is shorter also. So that is to save cost. So they try to maintain these features to bring down the cost. So they need to find a silicon that can be stacked together with the RAM. And the constraint,
right?
Yeah, for example, this one is called POP, package on package. If you notice, there's two layers. Okay, if you notice. So the bottom is the CPU, the top is actually the memory or the RAM. So they are trying to find the RAM that can fit this kind of to mix and match the CPU. So of course they don't want to use back the CPU, right? They want to upgrade it. So for 02W, they get the package, the processor, but they cannot find the RAM that match it. So they need to wire bond it. So in other words, this is another package at the hole. Okay, another package. So you don't see a layer there, but inside there, actually they wire bond it themselves. Okay, so that's why they put their own logo. But actually inside there is still Broadcom BCM processor. Yeah. It still comes with 512 megabyte of DDR2 RAM. Okay. Wi-Fi still maintained VGN 2.4G. For those that don't know, is single band. Then the Bluetooth slightly upgrade from 4.1 to 4.2, and also the BLE. Okay, it's fully compatible, backward compatible with the one that Idris holds just now, which is the version 1. So you can use back the enclosure. For example, here I have, I click on enclosure, the official enclosure. This one, official enclosure. Okay, this is the camera one. This one, the plane, and also the GPIO. Okay. So enclosure have no problem. All the mechanical dimension, the mounting hole, the micro USB for power, OTG, MIDI HDMI slot, micro SD card slot, everything is at the same place and maintain the same size. Okay. I think we missed the price. So everyone
Okay.
concerned about the price, right?
Yes.
So the retail is USD 15, okay, excluding local tax and shipping. Okay.
All right. So USD 15. Okay. Someone already checked our website. Oh. Okay. So this is the layout of the Raspberry Pi 0 to W. So it's like a summary of the board.
Yeah. But
So
oh
I just want to know since they repackage this chip, so which one is the top? RAM or
RAM
the CPU? Oh, still
RAM
RAM.
RAM
Oh,
on the
okay.
top because the CPU need to go to all the
Oh,
peripherals, the
okay.
HDMI, the micro SD card, the wireless, the
Hmm.
USB, everything, camera also.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. So I think I need to highlight a few things beside just now the slide. So it's unpopulated 40-pin GPIO, so it's not WH. So WH is what we call the wireless and the header pre-solder. Okay. Then the wireless part, the circuitry of the wireless part is being shielded now. If you compare to the previous 0W, the circuitry is not shielded. So for 02W, the circuitry is shielded, and there's slight improvement on the PCB antenna also, if we compare to the previous version. Okay, so this PCB antenna design is actually on 4B, Raspberry Pi 4B. So I think we should expect a better wireless connectivity lah. So because this PCB antenna is being used for both the Bluetooth and also Wi-Fi. Okay.
Next slide.
Next slide.
All right.
So I think I explained this one already. Just another
Yeah.
more details and we also like to highlight with the quad core and 64-bit. If you are doing a single threaded program, is still 40% faster, although you are doing single threaded. And of course, if you are doing multi-threaded CPU program, you get 5.2x faster compared to single core CPU. Okay, and we have tested on our side using a maker disk with a Raspberry Pi OS loaded. It's 20 seconds to boot into the GUI of the Raspberry Pi OS. You know, the Raspberry Pi OS now you have a temper kind of wallpaper, right? So this is from you power up until you see that wallpaper versus 70 seconds on Raspberry Pi 0W, the original version. Okay, you can overclock, the good news, to 1.2 gigahertz. We did that. Okay, we'll show the thermal performance later on. Okay.
Means without overclock, no need cooling, right?
Not really neat. Not really neat. Okay. If your ambient,
it's
if
better
your
lah.
yeah, it's better because we don't actually overclock. When we overclock and we stress test it, like the stress test is always 100% 4-core at full load. But when you use as normal application, even very loaded application, you will not get 100% at all time for 4-core. So actually stress test is what we call over limit.
So this is a top and bottom view. It still
Yeah.
maintain a single-sided component lah.
Yeah, and you might some might ask also whether the last time we have the USB kind of dongle things to add on.
Which one?
This kind of USB dongle.
Okay.
So this kind of PCB actually press at the back test pad. Okay. The good news, even the test pad for this kind of expansion is still compatible. So actually, it actually touches a few test pad at the USB OTG and the other power lah.
Power.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's still compatible. It's still compatible. Okay.
Yeah.
Just imagine the 0 with the power of 3B, 3B plus, 3A, okay, 3A plus. Yeah.
So there
So
are equations either it will come without the Wi-Fi.
I don't think so.
Yeah. For now, we only have this version only, W
Yes,
only. Even
W only.
the header pin also not include. So
Yep.
you might need to solder if you want to access the GPIO pin. Yeah. All right. So next,
Any question from the floor before we go further?
it is of course more powerful. Yeah.
Yes,
Of
definitely.
course more powerful.
Yes, definitely more powerful. WH is 0 WH is actually the same as 0 0 W. Their processor is the same actually. Okay, W or WH or no W is just whether wireless or header only. Okay.
More
Need a
components
heatsink.
right to need a heatsink.
Oh, okay.
Not a
Uh,
must lah.
Not a must, not a must. We actually tested quite extensively. Like later, I'll show you a graph, the thermal stress test that we did.
Okay, someone just saw the leak yesterday night.
Okay.
Right. So I think no questions. Maybe we can
Okay,
proceed.
Jin. I think Jin know better because he know 3A plus is actually have the same RAM size.
Ah, yes.
The other
Yeah,
is
it's
actually 1 gig, then 3A plus is actually 512. Good catch,
yeah.
Jin.
He already mentioned lah. It's like a Raspberry Pi 3A plus with zero size.
Zero size.
Yeah. So
The
something
clock
like
is a bit lower. The clock 3A plus is 1.4 gigahertz.
oh, okay.
So this is comparison table with the previous three successor, which is 0W. Okay, most of the thing is the same, but for those that I highlight in blue color, is the upgrade. Okay, is the upgrade. So major upgrade is the CPU lah. Okay.
The RAM it have a bit different lah, wire bond and POP. So
Wire
this one
bond and POP lah. Yeah.
it have a upgrade on the performance or still same?
Still the same. They are
Still
still the DDR2 lah. You know, DDR2. LP DDR2 low power DDR2 lah.
Okay. All right.
Bluetooth slightly upgrade lah. Bluetooth. Yeah. So if you compare with B, model B, because model B doesn't have the AC, IEEE AC. So if you look at the wireless part is actually similar with model B, 3 model B. Okay, B plus have a AC there, which is dual band. But actually the 02W is the mouthful. I'm trying to read the name correctly. Has slightly better Bluetooth spec compared to 3B. Okay, slightly better spec. Okay, and if you look at the video core is the same, the processor architecture is the same, although the code number, the part number is not the same. VCM 2837 and 2710. Okay. The antenna wise should be better in terms of the 02W because as we know 3B is actually released in 2016, you know, and the design doesn't change. You know, the chip antenna is still there. The PCB antenna has been changed until 4B already. So the 02W is actually 4B. The PCB antenna on 4B. Okay. Yeah, still 2.4G only.
Yeah, 2.4G.
Single band, we call it single band.
Oh, good catch.
Good catch.
What is the power consumption look like?
Less than 1 watt actually. Let me see. Sorry, not less than one. It should be around 6 watt. 6 watt.
Yeah.
Slightly more than 1A lah. So if you multiply, 5 volt multiply by 1 amp it become what 5 watt already. So this is 6 watt.
For now we only have this version without solder. So
Yeah.
if you buy it, you need to solder yourself.
If you want to use the GPIO, of course.
If you want to use the GPIO, yes.
There's a lot of application that you don't need to use a GPIO. So this is another picture we have actually put up with the Maker Disk. It's compatible. So another question that you might ask, how about the OS? As far as we test, we don't have the very old version. What we have is actually I think this year the latest one, because we are taking our stock to test the noobs and also the Raspberry Pi OS from the latest. I think release is in May, so that one no problem. We have even tested the early of this year. I think it's April or February release of Raspberry Pi OS. It can also boot without problem. Okay.
When when can buy and buy?
If you go to our website, I haven't go to the main point yet. You go to the main point later.
All right. So this is another
this
photo
show,
inside the case, right? Inside the
case. This case.
The official Raspberry Pi case. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is another case. This one is it's like our case.
No lah. We actually craft the logo on it lah. Laser and craft it. Still OEM lah.
This is
thermal performance. So this is at 1G, no overclock. Okay. And this is actually let me think. I think it's 15 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes. So let me just explain to some of those that are not familiar with this graph. The orange color is actually the frequency. Orange color line is actually the frequency. The blue color is actually the CPU temperature. Okay. So when the program start, this is actually a stress battery. Stress battery will actually ask the Raspberry Pi to ideal first. Ideal for how many seconds or how many minutes you want it to ideal. Then it will ask the CPU to go full load. In this case, it's 4 core, all 4 core in full load. Okay, working at 100%. So the blue color, you notice when it full load, the frequency will go up to 1 gigahertz. Means all the 4 core is running at 1 gigahertz. Okay, then the blue color will go up slowly, indicating the temperature going up. So at the end, I think it's around less than 1 minute it will throttle. Throttle means the CPU inside the kernel to protect itself from overheating and damage itself. It will lower down the frequency. So that's why you see the orange color line come down. So once the frequency come down means it's not at full power anymore. So the temperature will drop a bit. Then the CPU, the kernel see the temperature drop, then it will allow the frequency to go up again. So that's why you see the orange color up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay.
So the down one will fix to the 600, right?
Yeah. That is during ideal. It will actually jump by itself. Yeah. The OS will actually jump by itself. Yeah.
All right. So we go to the next slide. So this one with fan. Okay.
This one is with fan. This one is a combination of the 1 GB just now, 1 gigahertz, sorry, without any heatsink. 1 gigahertz without any heatsink. That's the blue color. So in this chart, it cannot draw out the frequency anymore. In other words, because you have 3 parameter, and every parameter you multiply by 2 becomes 6 lines. So it becomes very confusing. So it take away the frequency. So all this is just the temperature. Okay. So the blue line is actually the original, which is 1 gigahertz. load test. Then the green line is actually fan overclock at 1.2 gigahertz, the green line. Okay, so the fan is actually a small fan that used on, let me see, I have or not. I think I don't have here the small fan that we use on Pi 4.
5.4. Oh, okay.
Pi 4 very small.
Raspberry Pi official fan or not?
No, not, but it's actually similar size.
Ah.
The problem with Pi Zero is it doesn't have enough space to mount the fan.
Yes, it's correct.
Then there's no power. The fan, you need power, right? So normally Pi 4, you can tap the power from the GPIO, but not this version of Pi Zero, because this version doesn't come with 40-pin GPIO.
So it's, it means external fan with external power lah.
Yes. I'm using another Pi to power the fan only.
Okay.
At that time. Okay. So with fan, if you are using with fan and no overclock, the temperature will stay under 60 degrees Celsius. Okay. So of course, if you can add a heatsink, then it will be better. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that is the Pi Zero 2W. Oh, mouthful. Raspberry Pi Zero 2W. Okay. And we also launched, together with the Pi Zero, we also launched two adapter meant to power the Pi Zero 3B plus, 3B, 3A plus, any Raspberry Pi or any board that use micro B to give power.
So it means the first official power supply from Raspberry Pi is for Raspberry Pi 4 USB-C, right? The first
no,
official.
actually previously they have USB micro.
Oh.
They have, but they
forgot
stop
already.
it. They stop it, and then there is another version which is universal plug. You can change the plug.
Universal. All right. And then the spec is still same 2.5 ampere maximum.
Yeah, 2.5 ampere maximum.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this one it comes with different types it means not a universal.
Yeah, not a universal because single unremovable single plug type.
Okay. So
I
this is the features.
I actually like the power supply from Raspberry Pi because they understand their cable is very long. The cable is very long, and then the thickness of the cable is quite good. So I think for the USB-C one, because they need to deliver 3M, their thickness is actually 16 AWG. This is 18 because this is less M.
Okay. So this one, the cable length is 1.5 meters, so quite long.
Quite long, very long. It's very convenient.
And then it comes with short circuit, overcurrent, and over voltage protection.
Yeah.
This one is it normal for adapter or special for Raspberry Pi?
I'm not sure. This one, the protection is it? Protection.
And then the input voltage is universal. You can use for 110 volt and 240. For Malaysia, 240 volt. And then output power 5.1 volt.
This is another intelligent or creative features for power supply. So they will normally adjust the output voltage to higher. So and for 5 volt it's easier because a lot of for example Arduino that use micro USB or USB, the voltage range is actually up to 5.5 volt. So let's say you are using low power. So low power, the voltage drop will be less. So let's say at the end of the device will still get 5.1 volt, and it's still safe for it to operate. But if the device use high current, so the voltage will drop across the cable, and at the end of the cable, the extra voltage from the adapter will be compensated because of the 5.1 volt. Okay.
So this power supply is meant to be used with all of the Raspberry Pi board. Comes with the USB micro B lah.
Yep.
Even you want to power up other device like Arduino also can lah. Right.
Yes, Arduino ke, Node
Yeah.
MCU ke.
Yeah. So
Let's
this one
check.
you already check or not?
We haven't checked. I haven't checked.
Maybe we can check the question first. Wonder if
Yes,
support
yes.
Steam Link or not. Steam Link. Steam Link. What is Steam Link? I'm not sure.
With Steam Link, I'm not sure.
Steam
Yeah, got already. Let me share with Idris here.
Steam Link is for, for game. I just searched and found this. I'm not sure. If
I'm not sure also.
Means for
not familiar with Steam Link.
Steam game. I'm not sure because Raspberry Pi is not good on the graphic lah. So I also not recommend it. OCP and OVP. Wow. Okay. Over current protection over voltage. Oh, okay. Oh, support Steam Link. Okay, so someone already answered. Thank you, Jin.
This Jin is the same as the Jin or not?
Just not as fast compared to Ethernet. Okay.
Okay, good. Thanks for letting us know.
So.
This I have shared the link to you.
Okay. Wait, so we can check the blog first. So it's from Ibn Upton.
Ibn Upton is the founder and also CEO of Raspberry Pi.
Okay, later we play the video. Okay, specification. Wow, they have a glass here. So they mentioned about the
previous version. This is POP.
This one the previous, POP.
Yeah.
Process.
I think they have the X-ray. I think they have the X-ray of the new version.
Oh, okay.
No.
What is this? This is a system in package, new chip lah. You can consider new chip package. Okay, the latest one.
Wire bond. Yep.
Oh.
This is the one of it is the X-ray lah. The right hand side is the X-ray.
Oh, this is the next level lah. Normally we just custom the PCB, right? You get the chip and then you custom the PCB. This one you custom the chip. Okay, goes up photos. Okay, I think we can play the video, but first I need to enable the audio.
No problem.
Enable the audio first. Stop share.
I was thinking because when I play with it, I'm looking forward for the different kind of project that use previously they used Zero, the first version of Zero. For example, RetroPie. I'm sure RetroPie someone will come up with a RetroPie with 02W.
I also want to make this kind of video lah. Very simple, cool. Your microphone over.
And it's very short, 39 seconds only.
Okay. All right. So this is official for Raspberry Pi, and then we go back to the slide maybe.
This is the same Jin lah, because he saw my Deco 5 at the back, Deco M5. Actually, this is my daughter room. So you see all the
Okay.
sticker at the back there.
All right. So next, I think everyone want to see the product page.
So that's the
So
what?
let's see. We can check the website
Maybe that's the
first.
hustle.
So we have a banner here. You just click it. Is it out of stock because of already sold out, or we don't restock anymore?
We don't have stock yet. Okay, but it's very hot lah. We know that. The worldwide, there's only, I think, a few places have stock because of certification. So we are still waiting for certification. So do click notify me. At the bottom, go down a bit. Maybe you can show them the notified.
This one.
Click the notify. Yeah. Click this one. Put down your email. Once we have stock, you'll get an email. So in other words, you will get the first announcement. Okay. We have, as you guys know now, worldwide IC shortage, limited stock. Even we have, few hundred, few thousand. I believe it will be gone within hours. So try to click the notify me. Expected to get by end of December. End of December. This year, not
Hopefully
next year.
Hopefully.
End of December this year. If we can get earlier, we will. Once we put up stock, automatic the website will actually send email to anyone that put the email address under the notified me, and we also announce in all our social media channel. Okay, once we have stock, but take my words, it will be finished within hours. So yeah,
it will become a hot like previous Raspberry Pi 0 to W during launch.
Yeah. So Jean also asked a question. Limited buy, maybe this can pull up. Limited buy like 0 W. No. But as you can see, even Pi 4, 3B, 3B plus, maybe not 3A plus, we have to limit it because if we don't limit it, less people will get to use it lah. Okay, we want to have more people get to use it, and of course, everyone have limited stock. Any silicon manufacturer will tell you that they have limited stock. Okay, so do expect we need to apply the limitation. Okay, do expect that. So of course, for now, we didn't set any limitation because it's out of stock. There's no stock at all. Okay.
So this one I tried to.
Jace, you want to show something? Good.
Where? I want to show that if you use previous version Raspberry Pi 0, Raspberry Pi 0W, okay, you cannot you can remote using SSH using PuTTY software, or maybe you can you can remote using VNC. Okay, for graphical you need to remote using VNC, but the problem you cannot remote using Visual Studio Code. Okay, because I tried to check the extension here, extension for remote lah, for Visual Studio Code. It mentioned that it support V7 and upward. Okay, the previous Raspberry Pi 0W, the chip is V6, so it cannot support. So this time I tried to remote using the Visual Studio. Okay, hopefully I can remote during a demo. 0106, right? Okay. Is it the correct? The IP. I try to check my IP again. Refresh. Oh, sorry. It's not. Connect to host pi at 187.
Oh,
Right. Raspberry. So I like to use Visual Studio Code because it's easy to write the program lah, right?
oh, okay, okay.
So compared to Putty, if you using SSH on the Putty, it's quite hard to edit the program and write the program lah. Okay, so this one I just want to show.
But this is not a GUI one, right?
Not GUI, because
Okay.
sometimes we just want to write the code, so no need to load every GUI. Just
Yep.
want to write the code, right?
Yeah, it will be
So
faster also.
and then I try to connect to the maker head here.
Oh, okay.
Maker head here. So of course it is compatible. And then all the GPIOs stay same, and you can use the default program for maker head, the test program lah. We provided in the product page for in the maker head product page.
But
So this one I try to run the.
so this is remote access, because some don't know what are you doing.
Yeah. This one is remote lah. Because I believe for those that have experience using the Raspberry Pi Zero, I think those guy is technical one lah. Because if you want to use a standard like a computer, you will use the Raspberry
Pi 4?
Pi 4 or maybe Pi 3.
400. Yeah,
So you can
400.
plug all the mouse easily, right? So instead of using the Pi Zero, you need all the converter. So this one I believe most of them is quite technical guy lah. Okay, hopefully. So I try to run the program. So this one is just as like a test program lah. We share the program in the Makerhead product page, and then you can see if I press button. So just do a simple running light and then test the buzzer. Okay. So good lah. Everything is good. Because previously I want to try to remote the Raspberry Pi Zero W using the Visual Studio, and it errors lah. Okay, it not support. So it's quite hard to you want to develop program. Okay. So I think that's all I want to share. A bit a demonstration using the Raspberry Pi Zero to W. Okay. What else? For Windows user, try more backstem, or for SCP. Oh, okay. I will try to search more backstem. Thanks, Jin.
Thanks, Jin. If there's no more question, then we will end this hot from oven. Okay.
Yeah. So just wait for the stop. Hopefully, it comes earlier. Okay. Hopefully. All right. So that's all. Bye-bye.
Bye.